Welcome to Burning of the Midnight Amp, where we are dissecting music history, album by album, track by track. And today we continue our journey on Blade Runner by Vangelis. And we have come to the track that appears to be perhaps the most popular track, at least according to Spotify and the number of listens it have. That is the track Love Theme. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to hear other discussions from this album and other albums as well that we do. We also have a podcast where we are discussing this album and other albums at length. And we have a Patreon where we publish our podcasts alongside the music to the albums. And you can join us there listening to the albums from start to end. My name is Frode.
My name is Chris.
My name is Eyvind.
And let's just jump into Love Theme. Yes, so that was the Love Theme.
That's the second track on this soundtrack album that is actually heard in the movie, but not, of course, in this exact spot. The chronology of the tracks on the soundtrack is not following the movie exactly. If you view the first version or the oldest version of the film that is released, being the work print, that was a draft shown on test viewings before the premiere. That version is released on the 25th Jubilee box set. Then you can hear different music in this scene. There's a track called Desolation Path being used there. It's another beautiful track. You can find it on YouTube if you want, probably. And that's a track that it opens very Blade Runner-esque. You can hear it once that that's a track that belongs on this soundtrack. And then it's a lot darker than this Love Theme. So they probably changed it because they wanted a different tone on the Love Theme scene.
Maybe we should talk about the saxophone in the room.
Saxophone in the room, yes.
Very 80s saxophone.
It's
Very Grover Washington Jr. styled alto saxophone there, played by Dick Morrissey. And he's a relatively famous saxophonist, at least if you're into artists like Pink Floyd. He played on the original saxophone on the Wish You Were Here album, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, and associated with them. It also has elements of that chorus fretless bass, which I don't think Vangelis had any bassist on the album, so he must be playing that on some keyboard. But it sounds very genuine, like an actual bass guitar.
It does, and the sound there reminds me of something else, of course. It's Eric Serra's music for the Big Blue movie.
Mm-hmm.
The same bass sound is there in that movie. So it's the sound of that era, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then he has the electric piano, a Yamaha CP80, which he played. And combined, some people have commented online that it's all the components of a Kenny G ballad.
That's true.
And it's true. It is definitely a different style on the album, and but still, I'm not too fond of the Kenny G style, to be honest. But here I find it a beautiful piece.
But it has a part in the middle where it changes and it almost stops and then it begins again. So it has this. That's a very soundtrack-ish part that you wouldn't get in a Kenny G ballad.
Exactly. It is a very sweet sounding song or melody, very fitting for a love theme by all means, but it has also that sort of sinister part in the middle there where it sort of breaks down. You have the steps sort of it builds up with the synth there, and it becomes much darker suddenly, and then it breaks down and and goes back to the main love theme again.
And that's probably intentional, because the love scene is not a very harmonic love scene. It's aggression and in the movie, and that is in part because of the editing in the documentary Dangerous Days that followed the 25th Jubilee version. I think it was Terry Rollins discussing that they had to cut down the length of many scenes, and one of the scenes they cut down were the love scene, making it more direct and brutal and not very nice. So changing from the original or the earliest used music, the Desolation Path track that is released on the 25th box CD. It's also called I Dreamt Music, alternate love theme on many bootlegs before that. That's a more sinister track, and when they choose to use this much sweeter love theme, maybe that was trying to even out how the scene would end up after being cut down. I don't know.
But it's a weird positioning on the record, because it comes after the beautiful Rachel song, and this one is also a very beautiful song, but it's also the first that's not interlinked. I mean, the first 4 songs are interlinked between each other, so it's the first one that sort of stands out.
They segue into each other, and this one has a silence before and after.
Yeah, but it's, for me, it's the wrong position. I mean, it's positioned wrong in the order of the songs. Because it's two so beautiful songs next to each other. So when I mean, of course, nobody listening to a whole record today. I mean, you listen song by song and you choose your own direction. But if you listen to the record, then it goes into it's too much sweetness in 2 songs in a row. I mean, it breaks up now once we get on to the next songs. I mean,
and there's another love song on the next track as well, in a way.
Yeah.
Although very different style.
Very different.
Yeah.
Vangelis also recorded a new version of this track as late as in 2019, with only him on piano for the album Nocturne, the piano album. Other than that, a sweet piece.
Yeah, beautiful song.
Beautiful song.
Made for a love theme and named love theme, fittingly enough.
Yeah, if you like the saxophones.
If you like saxophones.
Well, if you're into saxophone, let us know. Comment below.
Comment below. And with that, we'll end it short. Please join us for our next track on this album, which is One More Kiss There. Also, like and subscribe if you want to get notified when we release the next episode. And we're planning to do the whole album and have other albums as well on our channel. Thank you, everyone, for viewing. And it's only for us to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.